Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday night, it's Sketch Challenge. So I jump on every Tuesday night and do a sketch challenge with you. So I hope there'll be some people jumping on. It's been a bit of a crazy day. As some of you heard on Sunday when I was live, I had a sick dog on the weekend and she didn't get better. So we were at the vet this afternoon. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Lynette. Great. So we were at the vet this afternoon. I think she's going to be okay. We gave her some pain meds, and she was pretty dozy, and so we'll see what's going on. But hopefully all is good. But it's kind of thrown my day off, I have to admit, a little bit. But anyway, I'm here now, and I have a fun sketch, and I hope you guys will like it. I am using the amazing Hues of Happiness product suite. Now, I've used this before, I think, when I've done a live. In fact, I might have used it last week on the sketch challenge. Can you tell I like this? Can you tell I like this? This is one of my absolute favorite suites from the new catalog that went live today. I'm so excited. I don't know if you have put your order in, but I put my order in bright and early this morning. And I had this one already. So if you haven't got this on your wish list, you want to consider it. We are doing a stamp camp in July based on this product suite. So if you're at all interested in that, you can check out my blog post that from today. I think I put some information in it about the upcoming stamp camp. The registration is now live. If you don't live in Canada, you can actually register through a demonstrator in either, if you're in the US, a demonstrator in the US, and I can give you names. If you're in Australia, you can register where there's 4 demonstrators in Australia, and there are 3 demonstrators in the UK. So there's lots of options if you don't live in Canada of who you can register through. All right, let's get started with the sketch. Let me switch over. All right, so here's the sketch. And this will go live, the image, so that you will be able to find it on my Facebook group, Facebook page, and on YouTube in just under an hour. So you should be able to find it on one of those channels. So card base 5.5 by 8.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. Layer number 1, which is this white layer, is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Layer 2, which is this kind of yellowy orangey color, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then you need 2 pieces of 1 inch by 5 1/4, and that's the blue and the green, so they're overlapping each other. And then you need 2 circles. Now I've said a 2.5 inch circle and a 2 1/4 inch circle. You can make them bigger or smaller depending on what you have. I'm going to use the stylish shapes. And then for your sentiment, which I managed to forget to cut a sentiment piece, but I have some basic white right in front of me, 1/2 inch by 3 inches or thereabouts, what will fit your sentiments. Somebody's asking me, what are all those gray bins behind you? I bought those at Costco, and I have all of my cardstock scraps divided up. So I have 2 colors per drawer. And it just makes me way more organized as far as using up my cardstock. I was terrible. And let me just flip back over here for a minute so you can see the gray bins. So there are 2 colors of cardstock per drawer. And ever since I started to get organized and put them instead of into a shoebox, which is what I used to do, and they would just pile up, and I would never go through my shoebox full to try and find the color I want. This is the first thing I go to in looking for cardstock, whether it's a full piece or a partial piece. Anyway, there we go. That's my story. I'm not sure who asked that, but don't forget, if you are coming in through Facebook, go out to StreamYard.com/Facebook to give permission so I can actually see who's commenting. All right, so this is the Happiness Abounds. That's the stamp set that goes with the Hues of Happiness, and these are the amazing dies. The really cool thing about these dies, there are this whole product suite, is that you get, I think there's 4 sheets, and I'm just going to bring in one of the sheets. Colors are amazing, gosh, but you get 4 sheets in the different colors. This is one, and then this is the other set of colors. So in Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Night of Navy, Pool Party, Coastal Cabana. So, and the dies cut these out. Not only do they cut the flowers out, they will cut these leaves out as well. So it's really cool. And of course, the other side is really pretty as well. So we're kind of using a combination of them tonight. So this Hues of Happiness is such a pretty suite. And then the other cool thing, I'm not using them tonight, are these 2 border dies. This one makes it look like you've torn your piece of paper out of a coil notebook. And then this has got holes in it as well. So really cool. And then you can also stamp and cut your flower images out. And the sentiments are really pretty. I love it when they have the tails, the long tail starting and the long tail finishing. So anyway, really great set. Okay, so let me bring in my supplies. I've gone ahead and cut some things out in advance. I am using Gorgeous Grape, and this piece was already cut and scored. So what I did was I went and used this amazing die and it cuts and kind of textures, so it will cut out pieces, but you can pop up some of these pieces as well. It's kind of a combination of texture and cutouts. And so I've gone ahead and done this in advance. So some of these, like I said, will cut out, and some are just textured pieces. So I'm just kind of poking all these bits out. I just thought this would be kind of a nice texture to have on the side. Oops, that's the texture piece. All right, there we go. Now I've got all these little bits. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my card base and fold it on the score line and give it a good crease. All right, so that's going to be my front of my card. And then this piece, I'm just going to take, this piece will adhere on here. So part of this image is, or this die cut is going to be cut out. Okay, so we're going to take this. I've got a strip. So this is a piece of the Designer Series paper. I'm going to use that side. And then so that's my 2 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch. And then this is Daffodil Delight. This is the 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. I love Gorgeous Grape and Daffodil Delight together. Just so bright. This whole suite is so bright and cheery. All right, so we've got that on. All right, and then my 2 pieces I've got 2 different pieces of Designer Series paper. So one is going to overlap the other. Now, do I want it like that? Or do I want it like that? I think like that. I'm not sure there's a right and wrong way, but it just felt a little busy if I have this piece. So this is going to be about 1/4 inch, maybe just under 1/4 inch from the left-hand side of the Daffodil Delight. And then this piece will go 1/4 inch from the right-hand side. Like that. And then this piece, we're going to put about maybe 3/8 of an inch or so from the left-hand side. All right, like that. Isn't that pretty? Oh gosh, these colors are amazing. Nice blue splodged out. That will dry clear. All right, there we go. Now I got glue on my fingers, which I hate. Okay, now I cut out 2 circles and I have used these. These are the stylish shaped dies that are in the new catalog. So they come in different sizes of circles, in squares, and then these great label dies that are kind of tagged, tag ends. And so I've used I don't think so. It was the second largest and the third largest that I used. The cool thing about these dies is, and I didn't keep one of the outline that I cut it from, they are stitched. You probably can't see the stitching very well. But also the circle that you cut out, like the negative, is stitched as well, which makes it really cool. Okay, so we are going to layer these 2 together. And I think I'm just going to layer them flat because I'm going to pop up. I've cut out some of the flowers. So we're just going to lay that flat. Adhere that flat on there. And then I'll take my dimensionals and I will pop up this circle. So assuming you've looked at the catalog, what's your favorite? Some of your favorite things that are in the catalog? Okay, so this I'm going to put, here's my sketch. I'm going to put this here so it won't cover over too much of the detailed design. Now I went and cut out, and I may just put one of these. I think I will just, well, maybe I'll put 2. Yeah, maybe 2. All right, I cut out 2 of the flowers from the designer series paper. And I think I will put 2 of these on here like this. And then I only cut out 1 of that leaf and 1 of that leaf, which I think is okay. I'm really covering over my entire circle now that I think about it, but that's okay. We'll use some dimensionals on these. Makes it so easy to make these cards when you can just cut out. There's no coloring. Actually, the only stamping I'm going to do on my card is to stamp a sentiment, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's put that like that. And then I'm going to use a glue dot to pop up or to adhere my leaf. So there's 1. Let's put that underneath like that. I like to stick my little bits onto my glue dots because that way they don't go missing. There we go. All right, that. Put my lid on my glue so it doesn't get all gloggy. All right, so put my die back. Now, where is my stamp set? It's over here. So what I need is a piece, and I think, yeah. So I'm going to cut a piece that it's 1/2 inch. So we'll start with that, and then I'll trim it. So there's my piece. Now I said 1/2 inch by 3 inches. So whatever works for your sentiment. I am going to use the one that says, I can find it. Sending. Where is it? that it there? Not that. There it is. This is it. So this says sending many thanks. What I'm going to do is I am going to mask this off. So what that means is I'm going to mask off the sending. Now I'm excited about the new masking paper in the catalog, but I don't have it yet. So I'm going to mask off all of the words except the many thanks. So we'll just take that and we're just going to put this, you can put a Post-it note on it. This is a Post-it note tape. And so I'm just going to take that, press it down. And then actually I should have done it when it was on the pad. What this will do is when I put this into the ink, it's going to pick up the ink on the part of the stamp that I want, but it's not going to pick up ink. So before you stamp it, you want to take your pieces off. I'm going to put them in the recycle, and now I can just take and stamp the many thanks. And my gorgeous grape is quite juicy. And so now I'm just going to take some paper snips, and I'm just going to, I could use my die, but because I don't have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine handy, I'm just going to cut little flag ends, tag ends. Here. I always cut up from the middle and then from either side. It just helps me get that, it kind of lined up and even. And then we will just take and put this across. Could go here. Yeah, maybe I'll go there. All right, so I've got double popped up layers here. So I am just going to make sure that I I'm going to have to double dimensional. Double dimensional? I think that's a word. Gotta be a word in Stampin' Up. All right, so I need two dimensionals on this end. Now I'm going to actually put my dimensionals on here because I want them to go in this spot that there won't go through the die cut, because if I put them in a different spot, then it'll stick my pieces together. So I'm just going to do it like that, and then I just need a little bit of adhesive part way along, like that. So this one end, so that it doesn't droop, will be on dimensionals, and the other end has got liquid glue on it. And of course I've got glue on my fingers again. All right, so there we go. There's my card. Now the last two last pieces that I need to do. These are the glossy dot assortment that go along with the Hues of Happiness. They're so pretty. And I'm going to use Daffodil Delight because it just feels like I've got a lot of gorgeous grape on here already. So let's put a couple down there and then one up here. Just these are so bright. So Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party. Really pretty. And then the last thing, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day about a messy desk, and I had some basic white cardstock here, but I can't find it. Oh, maybe it's because it's over here. There we go. Oh, it's too big. Yeah, I think I had it here somewhere and it's gone missing. I did clean up my desk before I started this, but you never know that. So I'm cutting this to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So yes, I cleaned this up after my card class last night, but it doesn't seem to last very long. All right, so let's take this big stamp because I really like this big flower. Find a block. And find my ink pad. And then we'll stamp this down here in the corner. And then this can be adhered on the inside of the card. I think last week when I used this, I used Wink of Stella on the middle of the flower just to kind of to give it a bit of a blur and some color on the inside. If you just take Wink of Stella while the ink is not quite dry, it will actually smudge it, and you can actually kind of color with it. So you'll get the shimmer, plus you will get the purple color. It's really pretty. All right. So there we go. There is my card. I love this detailed die. I can't wait to use that more. So I'm really pleased. This is one of those suites that it's so easy to make beautiful cards. There's been a few of those. Forever Fern, I think, was one. This is another one. Let's see. The other one I think that is going to be like that in this catalog is the Sun Prince, the one that is all in the Night of Navy, Starry Sky, Pacific Point white. Just so pretty. So there's my sketch, and there's the card that I made using that sketch. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, the sketch will go live in my Facebook group page and also on Instagram at about 7:30 Pacific. So please play along with it and share your cards on my Facebook group. I just did a draw Sunday. I drew 3 names from everybody who had shared over the course of April and sent some, actually I still have it to get mailed out, but some happy mails going out to 3 lucky people whose names were drawn. So share your cards, and I'll be doing another draw at the end of May. I still have a hard time believing we're in May. All right, everybody. Let's see. I'm back live on Thursday at 6:30. I had it in my mind it was a mystery, but it is somebody, Catherine, I think, reminded me that we did a mystery last week. So it'll be a technique challenge, or a technique that I will be sharing with you this week. So join me on Thursday at 6:30 and for a technique. All right, if you're interested in the Hues of Happiness Stamp Camp, just let me know. And if you aren't in Canada, I can refer you to some demonstrators in other parts of the world that are participating, and so that you can join us. Again, that's July 22nd and 23rd. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.